lovely people, welcome back to our channel, Where Mums and Melanin. My name's Tokunbo.
My name's Tokunbo.
I'm Iola.
And I'm Debbie.
So today we're talking about something that's quite sensitive. Bear with us, guys. But we're talking about motherhood without a mother, basically. And T's experience or, you know.
Yeah. I guess, I'm just thinking where to start. I guess, okay, so when I was in primary school, my mum got diagnosed with kidney failure. So she was on dialysis and all of that. It was quite difficult because like she was in hospital a lot. And yeah, she was just in hospital a lot. And I think during those times, I just took liberties. You know that you're a teenager, you got a free house, people be in and out of my house, just my house was just a coaching place, you know what I mean? 'Cause mum wasn't there. But bless her, in hindsight as an adult, you realise she was like trying to fight for her life, if that makes sense. She had kidney failure, she'd go for dialysis, she was doing home dialysis, but sometimes the ports would get infected, so she would be in hospital. Now I'd go and visit her after school. Like it was a lot. But at the time, I don't think I understood how serious it was. Like, I knew she was unwell, but I don't think I really understood the seriousness of it. So I know she went on the donors list and she got a donor when I was in secondary school, so maybe like 16, 15 or something. So she maybe had it for about 8 or 9 years. She got a donor, but my mum also had like quite poor mental health at times. It was sort of up and down, but when she was in crisis, it's like she wasn't herself. And I guess to stay on top of the medication for a donor kidney, it's a lot of medication, and she wouldn't always be on top of it. So I remember like when I'd like, go to uni, I'd come and check on her, and I'd be like, taking your medication? She'd be like, oh no, this is my kidney, like it's not somebody else's kidney, it's fine. And obviously that's her in crisis, so she's not really understanding that, no, this is someone else's kidney, and you need to take the medication to kind of maintain your good health. So our health was just sort of up and down, and it would like, it'd be good, sometimes it'd be bad. It was difficult, it was a bumpy ride. But then, I guess sadly, I was in my final year of uni, I was 21 at the time, and she passed away. And that was like, well, like, if you think about it, obviously I'm a child to a single mom. I'm an only child at that. So it was like, it was a lot. And I felt like I didn't really get time to grieve. I had to kind of sort myself out. Like very quick, life came at me very quick. Because obviously we were together in the house. Now she's passed. And I have to start looking for bank accounts. I start looking for statements, looking at what bills need to be paid. Do you know what I mean? How does this work? Like I had to start taking over things like, do you know what I mean? It was just a lot very quickly. But do you know what I mean? We made it through. Do you know what I mean? As difficult as it was, I made it through. I think that her kind of being unwell and me sort of having to do things on my own, it didn't prepare me, I would say, but it made me an independent child. Do you know what I mean? Which I guess made me a very independent young adult. So I just had to kind of keep it ticking. Do you know what I mean? I had to start paying the bills. I had to sort of maintain my home. It was interesting, and I made a lot of mistakes, but I kind of got there in the end. Now, I guess what? I got married. That was in itself another thing because my mum wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to have a traditional because my mum's not there. We'll be doing this for my dad that lives in Nigeria, my mum that's not around. I'm actually not doing it. People were asking me to do it. Families in Nigeria were really quite passionate about it, but no one was going to make me do that thing because who, do you know what I mean? It's meant to be your parents' joy. There's no parent there to be joyful. Do you know what I mean? So that was a bit bittersweet, but obviously we moved, the wedding happened, it was wonderful. On my bouquet, I got a locket for my mum, and I carried it as I walked down the aisle. Do you know what I mean? And I still got that necklace till now. Do you know what I mean? That was quite important to me. I'm not like, I know people find solace at visiting gravestones and stuff like that. That's not really me. Like I know her body's there, but like I can't, in my head, she's not there. Do you know what I mean? So the gravestone doesn't really go into like see her at the funeral, doesn't do much for me, but I love talking about her. Like I'm sure if you watch the video, I mentioned her like every few videos, and in my head she's not far away. Do you know what I mean? Like I mentioned her, but these memories, they're always been over 10 years since she passed, but those memories are like engraved in my head. Do you know what I mean? They're present day, like they walk with me. The lessons she taught me walk with me. Our experiences kind of walk with me, and that's sort of how I've tried to carry her in my life. So even as a wife, although she wasn't there to kind of teach me things, I remember I had my stepdad. I see the woman she was, and I don't know. If you look back now, you're like, I don't know if it was right or wrong, but I learned through her. Do you know what I mean? Mum was a very independent woman. Do you know what I mean? That although she had her husband, like she could do everything. Do you know what I mean? Herself. And I think I've taken that with me. Again, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but although I have my husband, it's like I always have in the back of my mind, like, should anything happen, I want to know that I can do what I need to do. Do you know what I mean? And it's very sobering, but it's the truth. Like, I was listening to LBC a few years ago and they had people call in who had lost loved ones, and they were always saying that the not the fear, but the realization of death is always in their mind. So some of them were saying that, oh, you know, if their partner goes out for too long and doesn't call or check in, they kind of get worried. Do you know what I mean? Things, I guess it is a form of trauma. Do you know what I mean? But you have different responses, and I think one of my responses is like everything just needs to be okay. Like, so if I go, my kids will be okay. My partner, do you know what I mean? Because life comes at you fast. How was I to know that at 21 I wouldn't have anybody? Do you know what I mean? Like, it would never in my wildest dreams would that be the case, you know what I mean? But life happens. So like whether it's life insurance, whether it's close ties with family just in case, whether it's me knowing everything in my home so that if anything happens, whether it's my husband being fully aware, do you know what I mean? It's just part of it. It's how you respond to things, isn't it? And that's sort of been my natural response now to, I guess, prepare should anything happen. Like literally as soon as I had my son, I got life insurance. Like it wasn't even, I don't think it was even up to 2 or 3 months. Like, but it was a must for me, just in case, because of, again, what I've been through. Do you know what I mean? What I've been through. So, like as I said, fast forward to becoming a wife, like, I didn't really get like, obviously mom wasn't there, so I wasn't able to get a motherly advice. As I said, I had her as a role model. My mother-in-law's been brilliant. Like, she's just top tier. Like, I remember when we were talking about doing the traditional, she was like, she called my mum's elder sister, and she was like, okay, if we do traditional, which side am I sitting on? Like, am I sitting on for my sons or for my daughter? Where am I going to be? Do you know what I mean? Because Tokunbo was also my daughter. Where am I? I was with my husband when mum passed away. So I literally lived in his house for like 3 or 4 months because we had to clear out the flat. Mum passed away in the flat. We had to clear out the flat. We had to move our stuff. There was a lot going on. Like, do you know what I mean? So I lived with them for that time. So she, in her head, she's like, I've been there. Throughout the funeral. Do you know what I mean? I've been there. So I thank God that even though, like, I was kind of left alone in one sense, I wasn't alone in another sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, as I said, I was an only child. So if I didn't have friends, if I didn't have my partner, it could have been a very different experience for me, although it didn't take away the pain. I know people say it doesn't get easier, and it doesn't. Like, I say to my husband, it's like, the light, it's like, you know, brightness is 100%. It's like, it's been, I'm like Jackson. It's like the brightness has been turned down a bit, and that's just it. So I'm like living life at like 70%, 80%. It's still great. It's still okay. Do you know what I mean? But it's not the same. It's just not, because there's a big part missing. Do you know, my kids that they won't experience her. It's just that's it. We've only got stories to tell. Do you know what I mean?
I was gonna say, do you speak to? I guess Judith's
He's just
quite
so young. But when the time comes,
Yeah.
I said, I speak about her like she's around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they'll get all the stories. I'll share everything with them as the time comes and as they get older. But it's just sort of, she's just not there. And people try, and it's always nice when people say, oh, you know, your mum will be so proud of you. Do you know what I mean? It's lovely to hear, because obviously, you know, but you don't know. She's not there to tell you. Of course. Like, your parents' sort of reassurance is everything. Do you know what I mean? And that's just missing. Do you know what I mean? So I'm reassuring myself. Do you know what I mean? And I thank God, I said, I've got my partner, I've got friends, but it's just always turned, it's just always a little bit bittersweet. Do you know what I mean? Like, so now, wife, fine, all of that. I don't have her around, but I guess she's around. My children now, do you know what I mean? I didn't have, when I came home from hospital, I didn't have a mum there to help me, to be with me, to show me how to do things, all of that. Do you know what I mean? But what I sort of kept holding on to is, when she had me, no one was around. And she did it, do you know what I mean? And the thing is, my mum actually had postpartum depression. So from, you know, like how now it's like, oh, it's being spotlighted. I knew about this from when I was like in secondary school, do you know what I mean? Because she told me her history, and mom was very quite an open book. She didn't really hold bars, and that's what I want to take into my parenting, do you know what I mean? Because it helps. Not obviously, children don't need to know everything, but sometimes they may not grasp it then. But as I said, she wasn't around to teach me these lessons as an adult, but I knew because I heard these terms as a child, and as I got older, I got the full picture. Do you know what I mean? So I knew that she's there alone, so I knew that okay, it'll be quite difficult, maybe not having her around, but I also knew that I was going to take it at my own pace, and nothing nothing or no one was gonna bully me into doing more than I wanted to do. Like, it wasn't even an option because I already knew that how it affected my mum, and I was like, I'm not gonna have that on me. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you don't know, innit? It could happen, but I just knew that I was just gonna take it easy. I said to my husband, I was like, I'm just gonna take it easy at my own pace. I think I didn't, you know, that you have 40 days. People like don't leave the house 40 days. I literally do not leave the house. Like, I stayed at home. Like, I just chilled, like, I just took it easy. Very much had cesarean anyway, but I just wanted to do things in my own stride. Like, I was part of an NCT group, and all the other mums, they were having their kids. A week later, they were meeting up in the park, they were doing this. It wasn't going to be me. I didn't feel like it, so I just didn't do it. And I was really sort of about that at the time because, again, I'd seen what had happened. I wasn't there, but I'd heard what mum had gone through, and it wasn't going to happen to me, especially knowing that I lacked that maternal support at that time. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. As I said, I'm kind of grateful for having her for 21 years. Some people don't even have that. So in one sense, I'm grateful. But it's just a little bit dimmer. I think that's just the only way to put it. Like, I don't know what I'm missing out on because I don't have her. But yeah, like, I don't know. So even my mother-in-law, like, it's like I listen to her stories and I listen to it. I don't want to get emotional, but I listen to it with joy. Like, because I don't have that. Do you know what I mean? Like, any story she wants to share, even ones I've heard before, I'm listening, I'm enjoying it because those things, though it's annoying, what I would do to have that. Do you know what I mean?
And I feel like your mother-in-law is like that blessing in disguise. You know, like, many people don't have that relationship with their mother-in-law. You know what I mean? Or have a mother-in-law that would love you. You know, like, take one of their own
for
daughter.
you.
Exactly. And that's your blessing, isn't it? Like,
that I've got a mum that
that's it.
But yeah, man, I would say there's no advice, Sha. I don't know, like, do you know what I mean? If you lost a parent,
it's not even one of those situations that you can even advise. It is like, you deal with grief however you deal with it.
Everyone's
loss
different.
To everyone it comes in different forms, in different ways. Some people will be like, I'm fine with it. I take comfort in knowing that they live in my heart, or they have a shrine dedicated to the person they've lost. Like, it's dealt with in different ways. But loss is loss, isn't it? And loss of a mother is always going to be a big thing.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, the person that you were a part of, who was a part of you, you no longer have. And lessons that you genuinely learn from the mother, you don't have them. Do you know what I mean? So obviously it's nice that you learned so much from your mum from in the years that you had her, and she was such an open book, and you have memories, and you have things that you can take forward. You have items that you hold, like you hold a locket in your bouquet. When you said that, I was like, it's true, I remember it. I remember, and it's such a nice touch.
So beautiful.
And it's one of those things that there's no advice.
But what I love about you, Tokunbo, is how you just speak about her with so much joy and life. Because sometimes when people lose a family member, it's not easy even as the friend when you don't know what to and what not to say. You don't want to say too much, but you don't want to say too little. Do you know what I mean? You want to show that I support you, but equally I don't want to talk about something you don't want to talk about. So you're always quiet. But what I love is that even I never met her, like, you make her sound like someone I want to meet. I love that. Like,
it's amazing.
Because, and like you constantly talk about her. She's ever present, even though in the physical she's not here with us. But I love the way you carry her presence. You carry the joys that you had with her. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful. And I don't actually know how you do it. Obviously, I've not experienced what you have had, but does it kind of keep you strong? Like, talking about her?
I think it just brings some joy to it. Do you know what I mean? Because it is so sad that she's passed, but I don't want to put her whole life down to her death. She did live, you know what I mean? And in that life, like, I learned things in that life. We had good moments, so that's what I just try to keep alive. The life we shared together. As I said, I was an only child, so it's me and her. She always say I'm her best friend. You know what I mean? Like, it's just me and her. Came to this it's me and her. Like, do you know what I mean? All her siblings in Nigeria. Like I said, she was a single mom, so it's just us. So yeah, all that I have in her, I just try and carry it forward, really.
And do you still see some of her in you?
Yeah.
See, how does that make you feel? I can say
I do, but it's just...
I mean, this morning it was but we'll talk about that one later.
Mum's fur coats. When she puts on that coat, I'll be like, hello, auntie. It's her mum. It's actually her mum.
Yeah. My mum, she was interesting.
I can picture her with the blush, the fur coat.
Yeah,
That's your mum, boy.
She was a character. And I guess we were together in it. So I guess there's parts of her in me.
Yeah. But when you do it, when you do something and you remember, oh my God, like.
It just brings me joy.
Yeah.
See, even Roman sometimes, like, I see a fire in his eyes, like a twinkle, and I'm just like, do you know what I mean? And the thing is, my husband's dad has passed away as well. And he was very eccentric and he was a big personality, again, like my mum, and my husband sees bits that it just brings you comfort. Do you know what I mean? Actually, like, ultimately, none of us want to live a life in vain. Do you know what I mean? So it's wonderful when your legacy can live on. And I think that's what it is. When I share the stories, when I have the moments, it's just that, you know, even the other day, like, so I did a clear out of my wardrobe, I don't know. Maybe it's these influencers that influencing me, I don't know, but you know that spring cleaning, so I was wrong, I cleared everything fine, I had a bag of clothes, Debbie was, I'll take me to charity shop, I think it was using it, So I went to a church program on Saturday. After the program I was like, okay, I want to go to charity shop. Mine was my mum's like charities, it's mental health. So whenever there's something for charity, like I work, they'll be like, what charity? Mines. Anything is mines. So I left and I was thinking, should I search for some mines to drop it off at? I searched for them also far away. Literally drove 5 minutes down the road and I saw mines. Parked up, put it there. And it just filled me with joy. Do you know what I mean? Actually, so it's just the little things.
The little things,
It's not everything. Like, but the little things just bring me comfort. And I think that's what it becomes. Do you know what I mean? Life is made up of many small moments. Do you know what I mean? So I just get joy in those little moments. But as I said, like, I don't want to, as much as it's like I get joy, there is literally that 8% brightness, and it can't shift. That's just it. Do you know what I mean? There is always, it's a piece missing. Do you know what I mean? But I guess I think things like that just remind me that life is real. Do you know what I mean? And if it's not grief, it's this. If it's not that, it's this. If it's not there's something. Do you know what I mean? but I guess life is you overcoming in spite of that. Do you know what I mean? In spite of not having a mum, you're trying to be the best mother you can. Do you know what I mean? In spite of growing up happy, you know what I mean? That's what life is made out of, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And I think we all have many reasons why we can excuse. But we all have many excuses we can make, do you know what I mean? But as you grow older, your life is your responsibility, isn't it? It's what you do with it. So it's okay, in spite of mum not being here, I'm going to still try and do my best and be present for my children. They need a mum, do you know what I mean? So, but it is a lot. And my heart does go out for anybody that's lost a parent. Like, it's like, I don't want to say soul destroying, but guys, it's close. It's very close. Like, and you pick yourself back up again, do you know what I mean? But it is an ever-present reality that they're just not here with you. But you always, well, for me anyway, I always have in mind that I'll just try and make them proud. Do you know what I mean? I do kind of wonder, like, what will she think of the life I have now? But my hope is, you just be proud of me, isn't it? That's it. Like, I don't want to like label too much for me.
No, of course.
Apart from my mouth, I might cry so.
But for me, to have you, you know, as my sister, my friend, and watch you raise my babies the way you do, it's true, they are my babies. The way you do, without having that support, or without having, obviously you got the support of everybody else, but no one can replace your mum, isn't it? So without having, even though thank God, obviously you got an amazing mother-in-law, and God bless her, but seeing what you do, like, honestly, I just commend your strength. Like, and I just want to let you know that you're raising absolute kings, and you're doing an amazing job. And I'm not saying that because we're on the screen, but generally, like, I do think we have to, it's important to, sometimes when you're going your day-to-day, you're just mothering, you don't get people to say, no, by the way, you're doing a great job, just get on with it, isn't it? It's just your day-to-day. But sometimes we need to actually hear the truth, like, those boys are amazing, and it's all the research, it's all the hard work, you dress them well, you make sure your kids represent you. It's true, like, you take pride in your children, you do your very best for them, and I love you for that. And many things, baby.
Thanks, babe.
Thanks. We're going to have to stop this soon.
I'm not even going to say a word.
Babe.
What, you gonna cry?
I haven't been waiting the whole time.
You know what? No, I'm not.
But I guess I'm not trying to like, I don't know. I don't want to like nag anybody, but I will say, like, just enjoy the family you have, because you don't know. Do you know what I mean? You just don't know. Whether it's grandparents, like, listen, learn, watch, like, spend time with, because you don't know. Do you know what I mean? I think the only promise we have in this life is that we're gonna die. That's the truth of it. Do you know what I mean? We don't know when it's gonna be. Our hope is that it's very far away. But just enjoy every moment because we just don't know what the future holds. That's what I'd say.
Amazing. Wow. Thank you for that.
So guys, I don't know about you, but that was...
Yeah, it was a lot. That was a lot.
I can see your eyeballs watering.
The whole time.
I think everyone's using eyelashes to try and cover.
Yeah, but I can't.
Yeah,
and because I know that if I speak, we're going to be here for a while. Debbie, are you okay? And that's how they'd be telling me I cry too much. So let me clean my mouth.
Well, guys, obviously it's been a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
And, you know, as, you know, T said, you know, our hearts go out for anyone that's raising their children without their parents, mother or father. And, you know, just lean on the ones that you do have, the family that you do have, you know, friends that you do have around you. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.